Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another match reaction. Real Sociedad 2, Barcelona 1. Barcelona, they drop points. They end their winning streak, and we no longer have that good run. Tonight was awful, guys. Tonight was awful. Barcelona didn't play bad. It was one of those nights where it was, I don't know, divine intervention, black magic, juju, whatever you want to call it. The ball just did not want to go inside the net. Barcelona hit the post 4 times. We hit the crossbar, I think, twice. We missed countless sitters. It's the referee disallowed a couple of our goals, which should have stood. There's so much that we're going to be talking about it in today's video. But before I do, guys, I want to be showing you guys the lineup for tonight's match. Hansi Flick, he fielded a very strong 11. Joan Garcia in goal. Even Joan Garcia, he made a couple of mistakes. The Joan Garcia making a couple of mistakes. We haven't seen that in his Barcelona career so far. It was just a cursed match. Balle, Eric Garcia, Pau Cuarci, and Jos Koundé in that back line. Pedri, Frankie de Jong in the midfield. Dani Olmo up top. Such a frustrating game from Dani Olmo. Fermin Lopez, Lamine Yamal, and Ferran up top as well. We're going to be talking about it in today's video, guys. And we're going to be talking about everything. But overall, it was a game in which Barcelona, we created so many good chances. We played such good football. We created so many chances, unable to finish. We can see 2 goals that are just frustrating, and we leave the stadium with 0 points. We do not leave away with a victory or a point at least. One of the most positives is this right here from Frankie, in which he did, shoot some shots at Gil Manzano, but we're going to be talking about it. But NJ, welcome, my friend. It was a frustrating night today to be a Barcelona fan.
Yeah, it is. To be fair, it sucks that we lost, but what else? I'm gonna complain, but it is what it is. like we didn't finish the chances that we were given, and also yeah, like saying we can complain about like the goal disallowed, but at the same time, like there were like many opportunities that we had that we didn't finish. So overall, it's a pity. It goes both ways. So it sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I don't think that too many negatives should be taken away from tonight, because I don't think it was a bad performance from us. As I said, Barcelona, we created chances. We were dominating Real Sociedad. They were defending deep. We were able to be on top of them. We were creating chances, but, Dani Olmo hits the post, I think, twice. Just Koundé, and I think it was Lewandowski hit the crossbar twice. We missed sitters. We have disallowed goals go against us. There's so much that we're going to be talking about it, and I do want to be start talking about the key moments throughout the match. And we actually start off in the first minute conceding an offside goal, and that was sort of the tone of the match
Yeah,
right here.
basically.
Oyarzabal scores offside position, rightfully so, miles off. Pedri in the next opportunity, as I said, guys, we were creating chances. Pedri has a great opportunity right here to beat Alex Ramiro. Ramiro, who turned into prime Neuer. It seems like every single goalkeeper who plays against us turns into prime Neuer. Unable to beat Ramiro right here. A couple minutes later, we do score through a great Fermin Lopez goal, but it was disallowed. And we talked about this in the halftime space, and we were able to give our thoughts. But if you guys haven't seen it, and we're going to be talking about it again, but I don't think that there's enough contact in this action for it to warrant a foul and disallow it. Dani Olmo, he does get some of Takekubo's foot, but it's not enough for him to fall over and turn the ball over. I think the goal should have stood, but it's dependent on the referee. So some give as a foul, others don't. What I find very frustrating is that, you look at last season, instances sort of this, little classic when Valverde steps on Lamine Yamal's foot, it isn't called as a foul. Real Madrid, they go on the counter, Mbappe scores from that, and the referees, they say nothing. But when it's Barcelona, they do call it. But,
It is what it is.
NJ, I want to hear your opinions in regards to this situation right here, this foul. We were able to talk about it briefly in the
Yeah.
halftime space, but what did you make of this supposed callback?
And to be fair, like I would say it's a foul because again, yes, you're right. It's not warranted like enough. Like cake on it. But when you look at it, though, he was running, and obviously when you kick someone, you get out balanced, right? And he won't be able to land correctly because of that. That's probably the reason why they called a foul on that, not because of the level of hit that almost kicked on it, but most likely the way Kake was running,
Okay.
basically.
Okay,
That was
understandable
the
right there.
mm,
Moving on, a couple minutes after Barcelona, we score again, but it's ruled offside. Frankie de Jong, he scores a nice little goal in the 20th minute mark. Great pass from Pedro, able to find Frankie, but he is offside. You can see it right here in this situation. This is where things, get a little bit more intense. Barcelona, they start putting the pressure on Real Sociedad. Lamine Yamal, he had a fantastic game overall. He was so, so good on the night, creating so many
yeah,
chances. He comes away with an assist for Barcelona's goal, the only goal, but, it still feels underwhelming because he played so well. A couple minutes later, on the 26-minute mark, he does score from this situation right here, but it is ruled offside. And this is what I would say was one of the most controversial moments in the match, and what I would say, was the moment which Barcelona were robbed, because right here, Jules Koundé. There's no attempt for Jules Koundé to pass the ball to Lamine Yamal here. Jules Koundé is falling on the ground. He's in a tussle with the Real Sociedad players. This call is ruled offside after Lamine Yamal scores, and the instance is that Lamine Yamal right here is offside. And when you look at the images right here, you don't see it. This is the first image right here, not offside. Well, offside, but not really. You look at the other images, it's by a heel, by a fraction. This is very similar to what happened last season. And when you look at this image, the close-ups, is this offside? I don't see that. And then you have to go into and look at the essence of the play. What competitive advantage does Lamine Yamal have in this situation right here? There is zero.
yeah.
But I want to hear your thoughts, NJ. What did you make of that situation right there?
To be fair, like I'm with you, like it was like it's hella extra, bro. For a heel, come on, like what are we doing? Like a heel, like
Yeah.
look, okay, it makes sense if his like his lower foot, like in the front toes, were in front, then it makes sense. Because again, but if it's like a back heel, it makes no sense. I'm like, come on, but like he can't control where he at that moment. Like, are you really gonna call an offside? That's the goal that I was annoyed the most compared to the first one. Like, that's the one that I was annoyed more. The
Yeah.
offside from Lamine. That was the one.
And it piles on the frustration because last season, so the same thing happened. You look at this instance right here, Robert Lewandowski, by his big toe, it was ruled offside, and
Yeah.
we draw points last season against Real Sociedad as well. And you're feeling frustrated. Frankie De Jong, he had big words to say in regards to Gil Manzano. But what piles on the frustration is that right after Real Sociedad, they go on and they score from that instance.
Yeah.
Just Koundé, he falls asleep at the helm. It was a great goal from Oyarzabal. You see this cross right here from Guedes, and Oyarzabal scores. Great shot against Joan Garcia, who does get a hand on it, but isn't able to make the save. And you look back at prior instances, 2 seasons ago, which we scored a very similar goal, sort of a carbon copy, and it was ruled offside because of Ferran and being in an offside position, who apparently interfered with play. And you're
Hmm.
looking at this and say, hey, why isn't the same criteria being in place in our matches and everything? And that's why the frustration is piled on. And Gil Manzano, absolutely, one of the referees that has harmed Barcelona in recent years. You think about the words from Piqué. I believe it was in the last season before he left. He went
Yeah.
up to Gil Manzano's face and he was starting to say, hey, like you're one of those referees who has fucked us over, the most times. And that's absolutely true. And right before the end of the first half, we're able to get a penalty called in our favor. But you see right here, Lamine Yamal is in an offside position. And you're thinking, my God, tonight's our night. We've had chances created. We
Oh
we
man.
have these situations, but we're not able, to get it over the line. We go into the half with a goal down. Second half, Hansi Flick makes some changes. Robert Lewandowski comes on the pitch. Right here, you see Lewa hit the crossbar after a great Ramiro save. Dani Olmo hits the crossbar as well twice. And talking about Dani Olmo, it was a frustrating game because he was getting into
Yeah, it
some great
was.
positionings.
Yeah.
But not able to be effective. And as soon as Barcelona they score and they equalize, it was a pass from Lamine Yamal into Marcus Rashford, great header. Real Sociedad, they go on and they get the lead again, and it's just thinking, like
Just
it's
one
not our
more.
night. It's not our night.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Couple minutes later, Carlos Soler towards the end of the dying minutes and a half, you see this foul from Carlos Soler
Yeah.
on Pedri, and it was a rightful red. You
Oh
see
yeah,
right
of
here,
course, of course.
this could have been a challenge in which Pedri, thankfully, he walks away unscathed because he generally broken his ankle right here. It was
Yeah.
really bad and everything. Sylvan says, how does that even count as an offside? Because there's no advantage and the ball is directly behind him. Koundé also never attempted the pass either. This game was all over the place today. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the referee and you're looking at it and you're saying, hey, if this is Real Madrid, that's never called against them. And it was called against Barcelona today.
Yeah.
And
Such a bad combination, man. Like Gil Manzano in the in their home arena as well. Such a
yeah,
bad combination.
yeah,
I'm like, no.
yeah. And it was to the point where even Frankie de Jong and our players, they had to say something. Towards the end of the match, you see Frankie de Jong, speak, and he says, "It's unbelievable what this referee did to us tonight. I am the captain. I should be allowed to speak, but no. He looks at me like he's better than I am. This is unbelievable. I can't say anything else. I didn't see the offside, but I asked the fourth referee, and his gesture should have told me that it wasn't offside. This same exact thing has happened before in this stadium."
No, man. There's no. Okay, no, man. No way.
Officiating was horrible, and that's what really has caused us the 3 points.
Oh yeah, of
So
course.
some lack of efficiency from our part, but as well us being robbed of those chances. And this is why Frankie De Jong and our players and Hansi Flick, they should be allowed to go into the media, because these referees, they shouldn't be protected. These guys are not bigger than the club or anything. When they make mistakes, they should be held accountable, and that's something that isn't done.
Yeah.
Frankie Young continues on, and he says, "I think this sort of match happens once in a season, maybe. In most days, we would have won here. The referee should be more understanding. He yellow cards me when I try to speak to him, even though I am the captain. With the look on his face, it looked like he wanted to yellow card me on purpose."
Yeah, man.
Frustrating,
Yeah. It is
frustrating.
what it is, man. It sucks, but you know what?
Uh huh.
We just have to like bounce back and get the win in the
Mm-hmm.
next game. Because again, yeah, it sucks that we lost, but again, yes, we can blame the referee as well. Because again, also because he played a role for it, but it seems like it's our fault as well for not finishing the chances, as well.
Yeah.
So
Uh huh.
so overall, both parties were involved on Barca's losing game today. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looking at the comments, most goals we can see came from Jules Koundé's side. That is true. And NJ, I want to hear your thoughts in regards to Koundé, because Koundé these past couple of weeks defensively, it seems like he needs a rest. We talked about this at the start of the season, but Koundé just hasn't been at it, and it's not where it was the Jules Koundé of last season where he was absolutely amazing. I
yeah.
think Jules Koundé needs some time away, or at least some time on the bench.
Yeah, he needs to. Because again, the thing is, like, I knew that for some. I had a feeling that this season, like Kunde can have that kind of season. Because again, it happened in Sevilla. It happened to us as well. Like, remember when first year he won us the La Liga, he was playing good. Then the following
Yeah.
year he played so bad. Then last year he played amazing. Now this, it's like a pattern for some reason for him. Like every season he goes bad and good, for some reason. And also, you're right. Like he needs rest, man. Because again he's been playing, and also, oh, come on, you've seen it before. Like even if you play a lot, even though you're bad, you're building up the bad habit over and over, right? So, sometimes you need to be benched to like reset, you know. But the thing is, we didn't really have a right back. Yeah, yeah, sure, you can say Eric Garcia, but Eric Garcia has been used as a midfielder as well.
Yeah,
So
he like Eric Garcia has been played everywhere, and
yeah,
and I'm this is one of the positives. I'm glad that Joao Cancelo can now, as of this game, he was an
Yeah.
option for Hansi Flick. Joao
Yes.
Cancelo, in this type of moment, you're thinking, hey, Jules Koundé isn't having a good game. He hits the crossbar. He was able to get into a great position, but let's try Joao Cancelo in that position. Let's see someone who's a little bit more offensive, who can be able to create. You saw him, put in that cross for Jules Koundé, but unfortunately, it isn't able to end up in a goal. But
Yeah.
that's where the option of Cancelo comes in and everything. Cedar, by the way, if you do want to join the stream and give your thoughts, I post the link on X at Kool-Aid Podcast and on the post section on YouTube. So all you need to do is click on the link, and you guys will be able to join. So go over there, and you'll be able to join. Ferran was never going to do anything with that demonic low block. Olmo, though, God, he pissed me off. NJ, thoughts on Olmo's performance tonight?
Okay, so I'll be real. Like he's, you know, he played good, but the only down was the chances of goal opportunity that he had. Like, no, this guy does not know how to score like simple goals. He likes to score bangers for some reason. Like even though even though you don't have to score bangers all the time, I'm like, bro, just finish it, just tap it in, man. We don't need you to like make it beautiful. Like just score. Like that's the thing with Olmo though. Like he plays good, but that's the thing he piss you off at the same time.
Yeah. Because and also this was a big opportunity for him when
Yeah.
when Rafinha isn't available due to a knock. You're thinking, Olmo, this is your chance because Fermin, with the impact that he's been able to have off of the bench, you're looking at him to be the starter in that number 10 position. And Olmo, chance after chance after chance, he was just so wasteful in front of goal, unable to get the goal to get Barcelona back into the game or open up the scoring. And you're looking at this and thinking like, hey, that number 10 spot, in the big games, it's going to be for Fermin Lopez, and it's going to be up to Daniel Olmo to take up that spot.
I'll be fair. Like I'll be real with you, but I feel like it's still like almost still the number one option, even
You think so?
if yeah, he will because again, because he's very crucial to like for to Flick's system, like how to like link up plays and stuff like that. Yes, he's frustrating, but again, yes, I agree with you. There be other games where Firmino will start because it just makes sense that you start him, right? But there'll be but if you're gonna tell me like, oh, who should be your main starter, it has to be Olmo, even if he's pissing you off with the goal opportunities that he wasted. It's still
Okay.
Olmo. It's still Olmo
Okay.
because again, yeah, yes, you have Fermin's scoring ability and stuff like that. Yes, 100%, 100%. I agree with you, but something that Fermin doesn't have is compared to like Olmo is his technical ability in the ball circulation that he offers. Like it makes it smoother for Rafinha to attack. Because again, if you have like let's say Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Fermin, them three are gonna be a goal hunting motherfucker. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Okay.
that's why.
Okay. I mean, that's a good take on Danny Olmo. And when we look at the bigger scope of things, what this defeat against Real Sociedad means is that Barcelona right now, we are only 1 point ahead of Real Madrid. And it's sort of
Oh
weird
my gosh.
because you say Real Madrid, they're in a crisis, sensations are very poorly, but they've been picking up points. They've been winning, and they are only 1 point behind Barcelona. And things have been looking very positive for Barcelona during these past couple of weeks, but we don't have the lead that that reflects our situation. So we have to make sure to maintain perfection in these next upcoming matches. Thankfully, our run of fixtures isn't too difficult. It's nothing too crazy where we have to, look and say, hey, there are tough opponents
We
coming
just have to
on.
like take advantage of it at this
Exactly. We
point
have to take advantage
until we
of those
face
matches and
until we
keep on
face the
winning.
yeah until we face the harder team in the Liga. Whoever's the hardest one. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
You're looking at our fixture list, and the most difficult opponent you're looking is Elche away from home. That's on the end of January. Then maybe Girona. But
Girona still like
overall,
50-50 with Girona.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you have Athletic Club on the 8th of March, but overall, it's not until April or May in which you see those big games against, Atletico Madrid in the Wanda or, Real Madrid in the Camp Nou. And so we have a
Yeah.
good run of form, a good run of fixtures for us to gain some points, gain some momentum,
Yeah.
and make sure that we leave Real Madrid in the dust, because Real Madrid, they do have a tough run of fixtures. When you look at their fixtures, they have games Now you're looking and you're thinking, hey, we have to take advantage of that. Look at Villarreal, Benfica, look at Valencia, Osasuna. These are games in which they could drop points against Celta de Vigo away. That's a stadium in
Ah,
which they do struggle with.
yeah.
Mallorca, they have even Real Betis. This is a run of fixtures in which Barcelona, we have to make sure that we keep on going and get the 3 points and everything.
100%.
But I don't want to be too negative. Barcelona, we were just unlucky. We were robbed, of a couple goals as well. I don't want to be too negative on the team. This is something we should just take on the chin and move on.
Yeah, exactly.
But NJ, any thoughts before we round off the game?
Yeah, man, it sucks that we lost, but it is what it is. I agree with you. You just have to move on and learn from it. And also with with El Villar, listen, bro. If you're not cheating, you're not trying in life, bro. I'm copying, bro. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
also
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
This is also true with no Rafinha as well. Rafinha will be back in the next game, so things should be back to normal.
Yeah, but still, though, it's still even without rapping, you still have to do your job to score. That's the thing,
No,
though. You
no,
can't
no.
really just rely on one player.
No, I mean, what's it called? We created the chances. Like, it's not Hansi
Yeah,
Flick's fault that,
yeah, of course,
Kunde
of
hits the
course.
crossbar, Olmo hits the post like 4 times. We get goals disallowed. It's
Yeah.
just, at that point, you're thinking, more, what more can he do and everything? But
Oh
that's
man.
just something that we just have to
Uh,
move on from. But,
yeah.
guys, thank you guys all for watching. Let me know your
Thank you,
guys'
man.
thoughts down below in the comments. What do you guys make of tonight's result? And see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, guys.